All right, we're back with another episode of the Big Kids podcast. I'm your host, D Money, and this is
Julia.
and despite our best efforts, it looks like every 2 weeks is when we're gonna be posting.
Yeah. That's okay with me.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's okay with you because you're the one who's at fault. I would say for this.
No. We planned it many times, but every time we come together to do it, we just find another way to distract ourselves.
Yeah, like the other day we went to Ikea.
Yeah. That was good. I don't get to go to IKEA lots, so I love IKEA. Just looking at the setups they have, like
The little,
what are they called? Interior designers, like I don't know. It's kind of cool. I mean, like a lot of it is very basic, but I like
they
a
have
lot
they
of
have
it.
those sections where like in the whole room, not only will they have everything priced with their tags, but they'll have like a big display on the wall that says this whole room could be yours for $2,500,
Yeah.
$1,400, and I think it's really cool. But uh, what they don't mention is that like a lot of the stuff that they have there's mainly the furniture. They don't actually like include the accessories and all that
Oh
for the
yeah.
price.
Well, they tell you exactly what the price entails, but yeah.
Yeah, they tell you, but it's like you the first like the gotcha moment is when it's like, oh, this whole room could be mine for $2,500, and like for their decor and all that stuff, like for a full room, $2,500 is actually not that bad. But like including a bed, a frame, like furniture in there, in like a basic room, like that's a decent sum. Like that's a decent price. The couches we have in my living room, they were like $800, and they're all right.
All of them together?
Yeah,
That's not that much.
but like for the price and the kind of couches they are.
I mean, it makes sense. They're not like leather or anything.
Yeah, we
They're
bought
not big or
we
anything.
had leather couches before. We got these couches. So currently the couches
I never saw them.
are they like cloth or something? I don't know. What would you describe that material?
They're just
They're like rug,
carpet.
carpet. Yeah, I have carpet couches. No, but the couches we have aren't leather. They're like very basic couches. It's like an L-shaped couch. It's like $800. If it's like, I'd say 7 people comfortably. You know.
7.
Yeah, like three on
Where?
the small one, 4 on the big one. I
What?
think it fits 7.
I disagree. I think at most 5 to 6.
Okay.
5.
Anyway, so with the couch we have now, it's a decent size. But before that,
7.
we had a whole like game of like like the whole set of leather couches. Well, okay, so my living room's gotten under like a couple of like different like furniture stylings. Like first we had like just like a love seat and like a recliner, and that was like when I was born to like when I was maybe like 6 or 7. And we didn't really have much like furniture in the house. We had a huge TV, like a 70-inch for some reason, and it wasn't like those like flat screens. It was like a CRT TV.
No, I know
So those
exactly
big
what you're
fat
talking
boys.
about. Yeah,
And
I
I was
know.
like, dude, did they have to like deconstruct the TV? Because there's no way they fit that through the door. Like back then, basic TVs were basically too big to like fit through a door. Imagine like a huge like plasma screen with a large like casing in the back.
Yeah.
So that was like how it was when I was born. Then eventually my parents like paid like $1,500 for like a set of leather couches, and it was like a two couch set with a recliner, or like recliner love seat. What's the difference? The love seat's bigger, right?
A love seat has 2 seats. Okay, so that's not a love seat, but a love seat is like 2 spots.
Two people can sit in it.
So these 2 couches are the same size. They're not love seats,
No,
but they have 3
I didn't
things.
say they were, but all right.
I know.
But yeah, so they had the leather couches. It was a single little recliner thing. It was a triple, and then it was I guess a love seat, the double. And they were each like they weren't connected like the couches are like the couches we have now. They were like each their own individual little pod, but they were comfy. And then we got rid of those, and then we changed because like what's it called? My brother left for college, came back, and we rearranged the rooms. My parents gave him the living room to live in, so they had like a bed couch thing, and they used that for like 2 3 years. And then after that, my mom got fed up and said she wanted an actual couch, so we bought these couches.
Yeah. It's cool. It's epic, bro.
That's epic.
That's
You think that's
fucking
epic? You, yeah.
I think that's really epic.
You're so fucking stupid.
Oh my god. It's just couches, dude.
Well, I thought it'd be worthwhile to mention my family's history with a couch.
Yeah. Great idea.
My defining moment is every time we switch to a new couch.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I I don't know, like what's the next milestone for me? Till I turn 21 and my parents finally let me sit on the couches.
Your next stage your next stage will be when you have your own like whatever.
My own whatever.
And your own whatever and you buy your own couch.
My own whatever. What is that?
House, apartment, whatever.
Well, I think I'm just gonna
Dude, whatever.
just whatever, bro. I think I'm just gonna live with my parents till I'm dead, which hopefully is sooner rather than later. You know.
Oh my god, I hate you. Before I talk about something, I just want to mention that I realized IKEA has a pet section, which is so cute.
Yeah, we
Love
went.
it.
Yeah, we went to IKEA yesterday, and we like right by their food court because the main reason we went to IKEA was to fucking eat.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. No. Yeah.
But yeah, so
A lot
after
of
we
people
got,
think that the food is mediocre, which it can
Which
be.
it
But
is.
I
No, it
I love the meatballs though,
it's definitely mediocre. But like
and
to
I
me,
love mashed potatoes.
dude, have you ever gotten like so IKEA has a food court and then they have like a fast food kind of thing, and the food court is like their top level, and the fast food is like a quick bite, where they have like hot dogs, pizza.
Yeah, and they also have the little
calzones.
grocery.
Yeah, that grocery aisle.
area. Yeah.
And for me, like as a kid, whenever we'd go to IKEA, like on the good days, my parents would be like, "Let's go and eat at the restaurant here at IKEA," because my parents are two little old Mexican immigrants. So to them, IKEA restaurant is a top tier type shit. And then like sometimes when we're kind of in a rush, we would get IKEA furniture or whatever. Or we get like room decor for my sister because my sister's a fucking bitch. And
You ever get room decor and like?
it's just for your bitch of a sister.
Oh my god.
No, and then we'd like on the way out, we'd stop by that little food, like the little fast food area,
Yeah.
and
I've never
I'd
really
always get
gotten
I'd always
anything
get a
there.
hot dog, dude. Hot dogs
They
there are
always
like
have,
top
like-
tier.
They always have custard ice cream.
Turd.
No, frozen yogurt. But it's like,
Froyo.
but it's just like ice cream because it's still in a cone. It's just vanilla, and I think it's just vanilla and chocolate. But yeah, they have that.
Oh yeah, dude, we'd get those. We'd get
They're
the
pretty good.
so like we'd get the hot dogs, and then my parents were feeling generous, which like I say that now, but like back then,
They're like what, 50 cents,
Yeah,
99
yeah.
cents.
yeah,
kinda-
about 50 cents.
I would hope like 50 cents.
Yeah, because McDonald's has ice cream cones for like 75.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude. We are vegan. I think.
No, we're not.
Well,
But we try to eat vegan.
yeah,
every once in a
we've
while.
had like 2 slip ups.
Oh no! This week was a slip up.
Yeah.
And you know what though? So every time like after this week, I've noticed some changes in my body for the worse.
Oh my god, no. Yeah,
Like-
I went full vegan for like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and
like
then-
we try. And I had a. I mean, I ate,
Don't sum
uh,
us up together.
No, listen.
Okay.
I had cheese every once in a while. Hey, you had meat like 3 times.
Okay.
We
But that was after 3 weeks of like trying the vegan lifestyle.
no. Within those 3 weeks,
It wasn't. It was like once or twice.
we went to 3 restaurants. I remember.
Oh yeah,
No,
we went
you
to
had- no,
Benihana.
We went to Benihana. You ate a turkey leg ish. You had 3 bites of it, and there was, one other time. What was it?
Was it like McDonald's or something?
Oh, I don't remember. No, it wasn't. It wasn't McDonald's. It was like an actual restaurant. But it was 3 times. I remember that.
Oh, Portillo's.
What was? Oh, that would have been a 4th time then.
Oh shit. Cause did I get a hot dog? No, did we even eat at a Portillo's? Yeah.
we did.
Yeah, but that was after the 3 weeks. That was after the 3
That
weeks.
was technically that was after, but I know at least 3 times. But that's besides the point. We just didn't eat that much meat and
Yeah,
cheese or
everything
whatever.
was plant based and like, oh my god, dude.
Almost everything.
I had a
was.
slice of cheese after like those 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And the next morning, pimples.
Yeah, me too. All around my jaw,
Jaw.
Which is
Rest
weird.
up.
dressed up jaw.
Rest up, jaw.
And also
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like way more stinky now.
Yeah, you smell like really bad.
I
Like
put on deodorant today.
I
but
straight up like want to throw up every time I'm near you.
Shut up. No, like even if I forgot to put on deodorant for a day, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
No, it would
I
be.
would be a
That's
little
disgusting. You're a fucking whore.
I'd be a little like more sweaty, but it wasn't a big deal. But now, if even if I'm wearing deodorant, like it's such a strong like, and it's probably because I've been eating meat for like a whole week, like every day, probably once a day.
Do you think that's why
I-
hippies smell pretty
it's
bad?
not
And
that-
Emma Chamberlain.
It's not that I'm eating it like 3 meals a day. It's definitely like once a day, but still, even that once a day. Oh, because I used to eat meat like every meal of the day.
Yeah, you're Polish.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? Okay, like Polish
I guess-
diet is pretty heavy on like the meats and shit.
Like every culture,
real shit,
diet is.
Okay, look, listen. You can
Almost
say that,
every.
but that's not necessarily true because
Polish sausage.
like
yeah, I get that.
I come from Mexican parents and like for the most part, like meat isn't like a crazy huge thing. Like in tacos
Isn't it,
and
like,
shit,
I feel like corn is very
corn's
corn or
big.
rice.
Corn, rice, the beans,
But like in Polish food, it's like potatoes.
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 No, but like you guys have all like those sausages and like the beefs and stuff. Like for Mexicans, it's
Yeah.
basically like like the 40 different ways you can use skirt steak. You know, chop it up in a
Chorizo.
steak, press it, flatten
chorizo.
it, batter it, fry it, chorizo. But like it's like if you're using meat, it's gonna be mainly in tacos or like carne asada, you know.
Mm.
Which isn't like crazy, like chicken too every now and then, but mainly it's like the different rices you can make, the different types of beef,
Yeah.
like it's so like you'll see like Mexican food week on like the Food Network or whatever the fuck, and they'll show you like those big like pieces of meat where you scrape off you slice off.
Isn't that Greek?
So that's
Or
yeah.
not
So
Greek, but
Greek,
isn't it like Mediterranean-ish
so
area?
yeah, they use it for like gyros and all that stuff, but it's also for like specific cuts of meat, and like for like Mexican little tacos.
Oh really?
Yeah, so that they'll show you all that stuff, but like if you go to any typical like Mexican household, yeah, I mean maybe there'll be like a side of like beef or something, a side of steak that's cut up with like cilantro and onions and stuff. But like main priority is like the rice, the beans, the dressings for the tacos, so like the lettuce, the tomato, the cubed
The little
tomatoes,
sides.
diced tomatoes, yeah.
Onion, salsa.
Pozole with radish and like onion
yeah.
bits,
That's
know.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
pozole.
But isn't the broth meat broth? Because it's flavored by meat,
yeah.
right?
So it's
like
I think
pork
it's
and
for the most part it's
meat.
like pork broth.
Could be anything, right?
Yeah, I mean you could put any meat in there, yes, but like I think it'd be weird with chicken broth.
Yeah.
So like that like beef kind of like flavor to it. It's really good. Sorry.
My
Sorry.
favorite part of like culture's food is their soups because I love soup.
Soup. What's a Polish soup? You guys have beet soup.
Yeah, beet soup. There's this soup called żurek. I don't know how to explain it. Żurek. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's served. It's like this white soup, and it's somewhat starchy in that it's not grain. It's not very grainy, but it's very. It's not like a roux. It's not like thick like a potato soup, but it's still like a little clear. How do I explain it? Like almost like slime, but it's not like slimy.
Okay, yeah, you guys have like really gross food. Like
It's not gross. It's good.
no offense to the
And then
Poles, but like your food's pretty fucking gross. Like
it's
what
like
is
a
that?
white soup, and it has like little dill in it sometimes, and it's inside there's usually like this sausage. It's this specific kind of sausage that's like when it's cooked, it turns white. It's very pale when it's cooked.
I mean,
and it's served with
pork
cut
turns
boiled
pretty pale
egg.
when you cook it.
Okay, it could be pork then. I don't fucking know. But it's served with like cut up egg.
Well, I mean, you cook
Boiled egg.
anything, like
It's really good.
doesn't everything get like a lot paler when you cook it unless you cook it
boiled.
like super good?
Yeah, like if you boil chicken, it stays like it turns like white,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not chicken.
Wow, I was okay. Yeah.
And then another soup is also, which is just chicken soup, but the Polish way it just tastes better.
What do you mean the Polish way? Like,
What makes it different? I think there's
do you guys
like
put beets in it and pierogies?
no, and also what's different about it? I guess, the herbs put in it because Sometimes there's dill, parsley. I guess any chicken soup is
All right,
parsley. But like, what's that?
so I'm gonna
There's
be
a
real. I'm gonna be
specific-
real.
Yeah.
I'll be that guy.
Okay.
I've been living a lie.
What? Why? What?
So you know how people are like, oh, these like little herbs add so much flavor to like soups and stuff and shit like that.
Okay.
Like
Continue.
parsley, cilantro. I fucking hate cilantro.
Yeah, I know
I
you
don't
do.
believe people when they say that adds flavor. But like
It does. Oh my
cilantro,
God.
parsley, like those like little like garnishing herbs, you know?
Yeah.
Like to me, I can smell them decently well because like they're like if
They're fragrant.
if they're pretty strong, then I can smell them because my nose is pretty shitty with picking up smells,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
And like I'll smell them perfectly fine. I'll catch it. I'll get a whiff of them when they're being cut up and shit.
Yeah.
But like I'll be real, I can't like if you put like 3 little bunches of like different herbs in front of me and tell me to taste them, I cannot tell you which one was which.
Maybe it's just because maybe
I
it's
can
a part
tell
of
you- I
your
can-
smell.
I can tell you what bay leaves are. I know the
They
taste of
look
those,
different.
and I know the smell of them. No, even fresh, like like if you chop them up and mince them all up to like a little paste, I could tell you what bay leaf paste is.
Bay leaf paste?
Yeah.
Never heard of that. I've only used dried little bay leaves. They're flattened and dried,
Hmm.
and I put them in. That's another thing that's in Polish soup. The Polish Russell soup.
I can always taste bay leaves, but I can't taste any other fucking herb.
That's weird because bay leaves to me are more mild.
So no, to me they're pretty strong. Like,
Maybe I just I'm so used. My
You're
mom
just
puts
so-
that in every food.
Cause don't you?
Almost. Cause
I
like,
was gonna say, don't you guys have like a bay leaf plant in the back of your house?
no, we don't
No,
have the
you have-
plant. My mom just buys
Yeah.
dried bay leaves. But like like a lot of people like a lot of people are like white people don't add flavor, and like to be honest, I'm sure like American, like
White
straight
people don't.
American white people, I'm sure they don't, and that like is so weird to me. But like I don't want to like be a crybaby or anything, but
Oh, I thought you were gonna say crackhead. I was like, well,
I don't want to be a crackhead.
yeah, I'm not gonna be the crackhead of the group, but
But I can't help it. But I don't want to be a crybaby. But every time people like talk about how white people don't flavor their food,
you take offense to that.
I don't take a.
Oh my God,
Well,
okay.
a little bit
So
because I just don't get it. Because I never grew up without flavor. My mom has always like added so many herbs. Like she adds like peppercorn and like a lot of herbs. But I think what people a lot of the times mean is like spicy level. Which of course Polish
No,
food. There's nothing spicy
I
about
think,
Polish
like,
food
the
besides
actual
like
flavor.
peppercorn,
'Cause, like-
which is not spicy.
Cause like, they could be spicy stuff, but like very bland and shit. I think it's like the
Yeah.
actual like flavor.
You
of
can't tell me that just putting in a fucking
chili.
sprinkle of whatever is supposed to be flavor. I mean, it adds some flavor, but that's not. It's
No,
not like layered.
So,
like
so you say like you were mentioning how like the whole what is it the stigma around white people is that they don't know.
no,
how
but like I get it though because
no,
I'm sure like
no, shush,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
please sir,
Please
Please.
shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
This is my ASMR. Shut the fuck up, channel. No, but
Every time it gets tense, we just start whispering.
Yeah.
And that de-escalates the
shut up.
situation.
Shut the fuck. No, but so I was watching a video yesterday is on TikTok.
What is it? Whatever. Yeah.
So I was watching
yeah.
a TikTok yesterday, right? And it was so on TikTok you can film your own video, or you can do what's called a duet, which is you take
Oh,
someone
yeah.
else's video and you film your reaction or whatever to it, and it's like it puts it up side by side, right?
Yeah.
So there's this person who duetted a video because on TikTok there's a lot of those like quick 15-second 1 minute easy and fun meals to make for you and the family, you know, so people do that shit, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like small videos where it's like, oh, easy quick meals that are super yummy and that you guys probably didn't know about. And there's this one bitch, so so the video I saw that was being duetted was of some girl. She grabbed the fucking chicken breast, boiled it a little bit
Okay.
so the outside is boiled, then she puts it in a pan and like she lets it like sear up a bit, and then she starts cutting it with a fucking fork, and the inside is still so fucking raw, and then
Oh,
like
no.
she lets it cook through all the way, so she wasn't like some fucking psycho.
Okay.
But but what she does next is like she adds just salt. She just adds salt, and then like she has like the little plate of her chicken, and she films herself eating like you know like all like as matter of fact type of bitch shit, you know. So she was like, "Yeah, I bet you guys didn't know about that." And I was like, yo,
What?
what the fuck? Did I not know about like undercooked salty chicken? No, I would never imagine that to be
Yeah,
like, what the
I'm
fuck?
sure because here, listen.
I'm listening.
I It's so weird because I am myself am white. You know what? Maybe it's not so surprising because a lot of my friends have not been white people.
Have not been white. A
So
lot of my
maybe that's
friends
why
are
I don't know.
not white,
I don't know. It's just happened to be like that.
which is
So I guess I never realized that like people who are white, who are not immigrants or not recent immigrants or whatever,
like
probably
Americanized
do
bitches.
eat like that.
No, no, no. Okay, okay.
And like I've never
So,
seen it.
so you said like something that like really like struck a nerve with me. No, no, it didn't. But it really popped out to me because I was like, I reevaluate myself every now and then. And what
Yeah.
you had just said was, so traditionally, a lot of my friends have been non-white, right?
Yeah.
So for me, most of my friends are white.
Oh, okay.
Literally, the only people who I talk to from high school are white boys.
A lot of your friends though are Polish. Have you ever had their food, like home cooked meals? We
So
went to like one of your friends' like graduation parties. And it was like all fun, like fancy food. And it was
yeah,
all good.
but like okay, so
It
so
wasn't
that
unflavored.
that white friend that you're talking about is Polish, yeah,
Yes.
and their family is like very well traveled, very like
So yeah, maybe that makes a difference.
yeah. So they have like macarons and stuff, and like
Yeah. No, but like
you
the
know,
food that they made, like the little.
no,
I feel what was there like a
what,
little.
did they make
It
it?
was a lot of finger food,
Yeah, there's a lot
which I
of
don't
finger food. So it's
care.
like
I love
like
finger food.
smoked salmon. They had like little pieces of like
It's like
what's
steak.
what's
What is
that? What's
steak?
that paste? The meat paste?
Meat paste? Are you talking about? Oh, like the Polish version of pate.
There you go, pate.
And in Polish, it's called pasztet.
I didn't fucking ask, but but like
Oh
what's
my fucking
so like to me, well, I don't know what I was gonna say with it, but it's just very odd that you've like you a white person who've had like I'm not you don't have to like
cultured food.
no, not cultured food, but you like you've had like a lot of like people of color as friends.
Oh,
Whereas me, like
yeah.
most of my friends are white, and that's like from the get go. Like dog, the moment I left, like an all like Hispanic school, basically, 'cause we had
Yeah.
like one or two white kids at our elementary school, and I went into like the middle school with like a bunch of other. That was a culmination of like other elementary schools. There's a lot of there's a lot more white people.
Mm.
Like from then on, like from sixth grade on, like I'd say like 90 to like 100% of my friend group was always like a white.
You know what I just noticed though?
What?
So even of your non Polish friends who are white, their parents are still recent immigrant, or they either they're immigrants or their parents were immigrants, right?
What do you mean? Like my non-white friends?
Your non-white friends, even if they're not Polish, they're still like first generation, right? Think about it.
Yeah, yeah. So most of my friends are first generation boys.
So of your white friends, they're not like American. I hate to say it that way because I definitely feel American, but there
Yeah.
certainly is a difference between like
they're Americanized. No,
people who like
my white friends
colonized here.
my white friends are mostly Polish, aside from like a Greek friend, and so they're Americanized, white people, but like
I certainly am.
they're more ethnic and like more cultured because their parents are like immigrants.
Yeah, similarly to you and me, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what you would
So
agree with?
I'm way off the chart Americanized,
I definitely am.
like especially like, growing up, like I lost like so much like dialect and
Yeah.
vocabulary for
And I
Spanish.
even more.
Yeah, you definitely lost your Spanish. No,
I don't even know
I
it.
just like I can like before I would like excel at Spanish and I'd be like, oh, um,
Porche?
bitch Ito.
Whoa. Let's take a quick break. My butt has gone. Uh,
Flat,
no. Oh, no. I can't feel it. It's numb.
non-existent. All right, we're back from that quick break. To you guys, it was no time at all, but to us, it was like 2 minutes. You went to go get a glass of water and
And now I can feel my
diarrhea.
butt.
So what were we talking about? We were talking about
Like,
we're
how.
white folks.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to say like I'm not trying to. I do want to be clear. I'm not
Oh.
trying to say that
Okay. Yeah.
white people who are recent immigrants or first generation are the same as like people of color who People of color in general, people of color who are
Okay,
recent
I don't think
immigrants.
that's what the point of the conversation
I
was.
just
I
want to
don't.
make that clear. I'm not saying that's
No, I don't
the
think
same
I don't
thing.
like. Listen, if someone interpreted you saying, "Oh yeah, I think because my parents were
People could.
immigrants, we have more flavor in our food as opposed to the Americanized white people." I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say,
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so we were talking about how like like somewhere down the road, we both lost like I don't want to say our roots, but like connection to that heritage that our parents held on to,
Yeah.
and like what of it?
Well,
Like
to be honest, I wouldn't care that much.
so
The
I don't
only thing one thing about my culture, or I wouldn't say culture because my culture is pretty American. That's funny.
the white boys, yeah.
But okay, something of my ethnicity that I do care for is the food.
Which is so weird.
Pretty
Like
much
to me,
everything else,
Polish,
I
yeah.
don't really care.
To me,
But I
Polish food,
do.
like no offense, but I don't like. It sounds pretty whack. Like
And it can be
pierogies are
weird.
just like that's probably
Pierogi.
your best food, and that's just like raviolis. Y'all make fucking raviolis without the pasta sauce, you know?
No, it's good. No, but another part that I could also appreciate are people in history, like
Like Franz Ferdinand.
Chopin. What? He was not Polish. What are
Did
you
he
talking
started World War II? So like that's pretty sick.
about? Franz Ferdinand is not Polish. Like Chopin and like Copernicus.
Stalin.
No, what are you talking? He was Russian. Oh my god.
I don't fucking
And
know.
what's her name? Marie Curie.
Mary Curie.
Yeah.
I don't know any like Emilio Zapata.
Who's that?
That's some Mexican big figurehead.
Oh, what about
For-
Diego Rivera?
Oh, what's
I
that guy's
know.
name? Oscar Martinez. No, not the guy. Not the guy from The Office.
Wait, there really is an Oscar Martinez that you're talking about?
No,
Not from The Office?
no, it's so stupid. I think his name is Oscar, but the guitarist
Oh, I don't know.
that he's some famous guitarist that was.
Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo, the power couple
Mhm.
that constantly like broke up, and they're cool.
They're pretty
they're
chill for
chill.
Mexicans,
I
right?
really
Is that
wa-
what you're saying?
I really want to see Diego Rivera's murals.
Murals. Is that what he did?
Yeah, he was a muralist.
And is that it?
They had like really
I can paint
interesting
paintings.
themes,
I could just paint on a wall.
but like
That doesn't make me famous.
no, he was cool.
He's chill.
But,
You knew him
a lot-
personally.
I think
he's
that-
pretty chill.
Well,
He's a pretty
as
chill
a
guy.
person, I don't know. I think they were both communists.
Communist.
Yeah, I think they actually both were. Yeah, that's
So-
besides the point.
So speaking of Frida Kahlo,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we were talking about Diego Rivera. from-
Well, I do. I think I like Frida Kahlo a little more, because fuck men, you know.
But speaking of Frida Kahlo, what's that the Pixar Disney movie called? The Day of the Dead one. The
Coco,
Coco. There you go. Coco. But
Grandma Coco.
Grandma Coco. So Frida Kahlo was in that movie. That's why I thought about it. But they're
Oh
taking
yeah.
they're taking it off of Netflix. And
Oh, okay. I mean, they do that to a lot.
yeah, well, yeah. So there's a lot of like people that are like, no, you can't take that away, this and this. But like every time Netflix takes a movie away, I don't understand why so many people are like, dude, you can't do that. Please don't take this away from me. Like, dog, they need like like just a rotation of movies. Like if you have the same like
I get
one
sad about some
movie-
things. Like I'll be sad when The Office goes.
January 2020.
I always watch it. January 2020. Oh man.
Yeah,
that's
right.
soon.
This coming year when weed gets legalized
Few
in Illinois.
months. Okay, as if that matters.
Bro, how are we supposed to spark up and then I don't know, listen
my God.
to
I remember
The
when-
Office.
I remember when Cake Boss got taken off Netflix. I don't know why, but that like broke me.
Cake Boss? What the fuck's that?
Really?
Yeah, I've never yeah. What's Cake Boss?
This is mi familia. No. He's like an Italian dude. He's got this family business. And they make these gigantic cakes. Sometimes they're gigantic, sometimes they're just cool. But there's a lot of drama in it. It's like Jersey Shore of
of cake making.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a market for that, for cake reality TV.
Yeah, it's old.
You know what's like an easy way to get? I don't want to say easy because like obviously there's like a lot of work into cooking, and like being good at it. But it's like
Cooking is a science.
you know
Dude.
what's an easy way to get like to like make a get rich quick scheme.
What?
Do something cool with cooking. There's something interesting.
Because people love cooking, and
That's
people
what, no, that's
also
what I'm
love true
saying.
crime.
Like, okay, yeah,
True crime
yeah.
cooking.
Supernatural shit.
Yeah, you're right.
Basic stuff that people can do and is feasible for any regular person to do, but isn't doing because it's
Anything
just
with,
too
like,
much effort.
I feel like anything with social justice. Remember that show? What would you do?
No, I've never heard of that.
Really,
Yeah.
I would watch it all the time. Basically, there'd be actors playing out a scene in public, and there'd always be like somebody, like either somebody in the
In the audience, the public.
in the minority,
Right.
and then somebody like terrorizing them or whatever.
Oh, like just random like actors on the street being assholes, and then
like they
watching
want
passerbys
their
okay.
reactions.
So like
And
those like
they
shitty
would
prank
confront
videos.
people. No, it wasn't prank. It was
No,
always
no.
meant to teach a lesson. So sometimes there'd be people who would agree with a shitty person,
Mm-hmm.
and then other times there'd be people who are trying to help,
Mm-hmm.
and they would always confront the people in the end and put them on camera like, "Hey, you're on. What would you do?" But a lot of people would instantly recognize the host. I can't believe you don't know that. It was on like public TV, like one of the news stations.
No, I wouldn't know that. I had cable, but
Not me.
but what's it called? What I was saying with that is that, yeah, easy way to like get a huge attraction, dude, cooking.
Dude, Gordon Ramsay.
Anything with food, as long as as long as people would be like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I can do that with food. You've got an audience. Like there's so many times where, well,
I
like
love food.
like what I was saying earlier with like getting big off of like cooking food. There's a YouTube show called
Contrain.
Binging with Babish. That guy doesn't have
Oh, yeah.
any like actual culinary training, but he's amassed a huge following because he's like he
Yeah,
he
I've
does it
always
very
wondered-
well.
I've wondered a lot. Does he actually not have any training?
Well, I don't know about like
He said his job used to be like special effects, which I think is so cool.
So he said that he's never gone to culinary school or done any of that, and that he doesn't consider himself an actual chef,
yeah,
just someone who cooks,
yeah,
because he's never
self-taught.
actually gone like out chef school, culinary school, So he won't give himself that title just because he didn't go through the actual processes of becoming a chef.
And you know
But,
what?
like,
He might not even be deserving, honestly.
No, I mean I'm sure there's like a lot of stuff that he does wrong that like an actual chef
Yeah.
would be like, oh, Mamma Mia.
Yeah, they would probably say "Mamma Mia,"
No, like exactly like that.
Or they might say like, what's a
Baguette.
yeah, baguette,
Croissant. Is that
Croissant.
racist?
Dude, they're white people.
Croissant? Are you going to finish that croissant?
Are you going to finish that croissant?
No, but
Knock yourself out,
the,
kid.
the dude, he did a couple million followers. I think like 4 million now. I'm not sure. That could also be a number I pulled out of my ass.
Oh
But,
no! Don't say the A word.
don't say ass. But yes, he has a huge following. He goes to like all these like cooking shows and like has all these like special little broadcasts and stuff. Like he's cross-platform, and all he did was start making food, cooking. He just kissed the microphone. He just started cooking without showing his fucking face. He just he made a video giving his fucking brother, well, not his fucking brother, that's rude. His his brother a fucking Tesla. Yes.
I didn't watch it. I don't really care about Tesla.
And it's like,
I mean, they're
this
cool
dude-
because
I don't want to say all he does is cook, because like cooking's hard. Like my sister is 18 years old and can't fucking cook.
I don't think cooking is hard. I just think it's one of those things that
I
you
think
learn. Like
dedicating yourself.
you
to,
learn to drive, you learn to pay bills, you learn how to.
So
It's
like,
one of those
cooking
things.
in like its most basic form is not hard, but like doing the stuff he
No.
does, like making the big
Okay, yeah. What do you-
timpano, like that.
some stuff he makes is easy. Like you just chop up ingredients. A lot of times it's just like
he made a little he
straightforward.
made a show about like, it's called Basics with Babish, and it's him just like showing you how to make basic like do essential stuff in cooking or like make simple recipes.
Yeah.
You know, and like
I like
given a
it.
lot of his stuff isn't crazy hard, but
Yeah.
there is some stuff you need to know before making those recipes.
Okay,
Like
some of the things he takes on are like huge challenges.
yeah. So he
Notice
takes
he never does. He doesn't do a lot of patisserie, like baking and cakes.
because
That's
that's
a
just
whole
hard.
nother. Yeah, I feel like that's a whole nother thing.
What's it called? Yes, like, speaking of like patisserie, we made some fun treats the other day that didn't go as well. Well, we'll get into that in 1 second. But another thing I want to talk about with the food is that if you can't cook, then eat, bitch. Fucking eat. Like, damn, I can't tell you how many like times I've seen these like these little tiny like skinny folk have like a huge tray of food, and they'll get like their little like fork or like chopsticks or spoon or whatever. They'll have like a big tray in front of them, and they'll eat like they'll have different sections. So they'll have like some kind of noodles, some kind of like meat, like shrimp, steak, whatever the fuck on the side. Like it'll be like perfectly laid out. They'll have like some side portions, so like along with the noodles, have vegetables and all that stuff or
Okay.
whatever. And it's just like this big culmination of food right in front of them, and they'll eat it section by section, and they'll go super fast. Obviously, they do like, they go fast forward like in their editing software. They'll just like speed up stuff,
Yeah.
but it's like it'll be huge things of food, and they'll just eat it casually, and that's the whole video. You just watching people eat.
You're talking about huge amounts of food, or just like a big plate of food? What are you talking about?
Like both, like either just like like something that if you saw at a restaurant, you'd be like, I cannot eat that, or like some like big fucking
So the
feast.
point of it is that it's really big and it would be difficult to eat down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I know you watch a lot of those. I wouldn't.
They make my
Because-
stomach hurt.
Yeah, it just makes me like feel like, oh my
I feel
god, I would
like
probably die.
I hate how it makes me feel because I feel horrible and it makes me want to throw up. But also, the food they have makes me like starve. I'm like, damn, dude, I'm not even.
Yeah,
hungry.
they're eating good food,
Like-
and like those sounds they make, like
Yeah.
soup, like noodles,
Oh, dude, I fucking love noodles.
or like biting into like fries. I don't know.
What's
Certain
it called?
sounds like
Trigger something.
trigger
in your
something.
Little,
Yeah,
in your little
thank
brain,
you
and
for
it's like,
thank
damn,
you
let me get some of that food, please.
thank you for putting my into words.
Yeah, you were just tapping your head really hard, trying to signal.
I'm just hitting my head.
Yeah, just trying to signal to me what you want. But
Speak word for me.
please do word me. No, but it's just and then there's like there's that section of like eating foods and stuff, which by the way, like I feel like such a fat piece of shit watching those, because all like there's been times where me and you have just like made really good food, or we've just come from a fucking restaurant and we'll put on like I'll see something like that online on Facebook or something, or we'll put on a fucking cooking video and I'll be starving and I'll be and like
But we're not.
no,
we're
I
not
know damn well my
starving.
stomach's full, and like if I eat another bite,
It's
I'll
just
throw up.
tricking us.
But like I'll starve. I'll be like, dude, I haven't eaten in like 40 years. I need like some of that.
Yeah, because it looks so good.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not healthy.
No, you shouldn't. No, I'm sure they only do it like once a week at most, and then
No, but like for us, like going
No, yeah,
from
well,
eating
we're-
a whole ton of food and then
we're
going
both
to
we're both morbidly obese. So
no.
no, but
No.
what's
But
it
I
called?
recently saw pictures of myself from 3 years ago.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
dude, you went from like having like a knife for your jaw, like
I
with
know,
that sharp
I had such a
jawline,
nice jaw.
and
I
now
want that again.
you have like girth.
I know, it's messed up. I want to go back to
No,
that.
no. So we'll get into that in a bit, but like
I look
the
so
the other
cute.
the other side of like the eating world is like those competitive eaters where it's like I can down 14 pounds of I don't know, mashed potatoes and gravy in 20 minutes. Here we go.
To me, can I say something?
Yeah, to you.
To me, competitive eating
Right.
is not appealing to me because the part of food that is appealing to me, whoa, the audio is weird. The part of food that's appealing to me is
Right.
the taste. And a lot of competitive eaters, the way their technique is like, let's say they're eating cupcakes and then they have a cup of water. They dip the
Yeah.
cupcake in water and just they don't taste it, just to eat quickly. So it defeats the purpose for me, because the part about food videos I like is like the enjoyment of the taste, and competitive eating it has nothing to do with taste.
Yeah, so competitive eating to me is more along the lines of something that you do just like for the fuck of it. Cuz like Cause like it's pretty fucking weird when you have like some grown ass adult who weighs 20 pounds and they just like scarf down like 14 pizzas with like two sides of like cheesy bread. You know, like it's weird. You
Yeah.
know, and that's why I feel like it's very attractive to some people.
But it's just, I don't think it is weird. But obviously some people are good at it. So
Well,
that's
yeah,
why they do it.
Some people good at eat. And
Shut
what's
up.
it called? Something you meant we were talking about like a few seconds ago was how you had like a crisp, clear jawline when you were younger.
Yeah. 3 years ago.
Yeah, when you were younger, you were 17. You know,
Oh, yeah.
underaged.
No, I was 18.
18. Oh, dude, you're 21.
18.
That's weird. Dude, you were starting college. That's what that. That's silly. But me and my sister the other day. Well, not the other day. Like 4 or 5 months ago, she found some old pictures of herself, right? And like, you freaking bitch! You just hit the microphone.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
She found some old pictures of herself. I think it was on her phone. I think she was just looking through her old Snapchat memories or whatever the fuck. And she saw these old pictures, and my family, my parents especially, have like this like really mean like shitty behavior. What is it? I guess
Destructive, toxic,
personality or whatever. No, they're not toxic assholes, but like they can get pretty assholish, you know, and like
it's not positive.
yeah, and like they'll make fun of her. She was like, so what's it called? They made fun of her before, and they're like, "Oh, you're so fat, this and this."
I understand.
And it's like for women especially, like that's like such a prominent thing for them.
To speak to that, I get when people are like jokingly like that, but I feel like in some, like if the culture of your family is like that, I've heard a lot of people say that it's like ruined them, like their families have been the one. So I don't know.
Like, well, yeah, especially like your family coming like stemming from the home to have such a like negative influence on your like body like that. Like obviously people will get like destroyed and crushed by that shit, you know. But like I remember growing up, like when she was younger, my parents would be like, "Oh my god, like why don't you go to the gym? Why don't you do this and this?" And like passive aggressively, like trying to hint at her to lose weight. But like we saw.
How old?
She was like, "Dude, this is like middle school, high school type shit." But like the pictures we saw were like from 3-4 years ago. She was like 16, so 2 years ago. You know, 15, 16. So the year of her like quinces. You know, like end of 8th grade, freshman year, sophomore year. And like, dude, she was super skinny. Like if you like saw yourself right now, she's skinnier than you. No, it's okay. First of all, that's so rude. Second of all,
I didn't say anything.
The look you gave.
I need to see this.
No, she has the pictures.
Right now, I weigh one. Okay, but I'm taller too.
Yeah, that's
I weigh
fair.
150 something.
1,500. No, but
up.
like she was like really skinny, and like she was skinny as skinny as you, if not a little skinnier, and like the way my parents would talk to her, this and this, like I always remembered her, like as a chubby little girl, but she was not that chubby growing up. Like she was pretty thin, you know, and the fact that like my parents and like it wasn't just my parents that were like this to their kids, it was like my aunts and uncles that were like this to not their sons, their daughters. You know, and it was like just like the constantly being around these people who were like, "Oh, you're so fat, this and this." Like for me growing up, I didn't think two things of it, and like the assumption, like the automatic assumption for like how fat a woman would be if they looked like my cousin's size or my sister's size, and they were not fat. Like at most, like you could probably pinch their tummy and you'd like grab a little fold, but they were not fat, not by any means. You know, not like. Not medically obese, not like physically obese. They were not fat at all. And it's like so crazy to me to like because you mentioned like that jawline thing, and for you like that's like that's a pretty big difference. But like even now you're not fat, you know, like you got your little chin, you got little chins, but like you know you're not fat. I don't know if like the doctor would say different, like you know BMI and all that shit, but like.
I think I'm at risk of being overweight. Oh my god, that's something I've never had to worry about. It's so messed up. Oh my
What's
god.
it called?
I've always been like really skinny.
But like you're not fat, you know. And like if someone looked at you, they wouldn't be like fat, you know. But
Who does that? I think there are
some assholes.
Yeah.
But like, and my sister, she, from being skinnier than the way, like, or at least looking skinnier than the way you look, like, for most of her life, like, to be like called fat and ridiculed like that, like, that's like it's very like apparent how people gain like their body dysmorphia. Well, not
Yeah, it's
gain, but
very
like
damaging.
yeah, and it's just like
So
it's
messed
just
up.
yeah, it's really fucked.
There's just so much attention put on their bodies. It's like
Yeah, and it's like
so disgusting.
I love my parents, and they've never been like entirely toxic, but those like when they would come after my sister like that, it's always like, damn, dudes, like, leave her alone, my guys.
Yeah.
Like, create a positive environment for her and the rest of like the family. Don't just like to be like, yeah, you look gross, you should change. Like,
you should change. It's also very strange because as an adult, like, your child, like, really?
right, like, why would you look at your kid
Well,
and say, hey,
and,
you're not looking good, go
who's
change.
feeding them
Right,
besides the
right,
school?
no. Not even the school. Like, my parents like would make
Like the school's food can't be good, but like, well, the food they eat after
yeah, well,
that.
so
like,
so when she was younger, when she was pretty skinny, that was when like school foods were like fattier though. Like, before Michelle Obama changed all like the menus at schools, before she instilled those like requirements for like healthy eating and all that stuff. Like, the school's food was definitely way more disgusting. And like afterwards, like food went from gross to grosser. But like the food was, I don't think the school food was the problem. I think it was like the fact that like when like my parents, like the foods they would make were like really greasy and like oily and stuff.
yeah, and
like
also
like you've had my mom, like the rice my mom makes, like that's pretty oily. Like, it's pretty greasy.
beans and rice. Beans are good for you,
But like grains and all that stuff,
but just
like in
that,
excessive amounts.
yeah. And like your parents are the ones who instill like
Those values
your habits too.
Mm-hmm.
Like fresh veggies. Like, I think I'm lucky because I mean, if I look at my mom's cooking, it's still like it's not super healthy, but it's always got like veggies in it. And cooked veggies are very different than fresh veggies. But she would like chop up some fruit for us all the time and like chop up some veggies for us, and we would even if we dipped it in ranch, like we had fresh veggies and like fruits, and like I don't know.
Yeah, but
Wasn't
to be
used to
fair,
eating.
like, nothing against your mom, but your mom is more of a stay-at-home mom than my mom.
No,
Yeah.
that's very true, but your mom wasn't like that when you were kids though, right?
So I'm 20 now. Probably maybe 5 years of my life, she was a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, okay.
Like, early years, she would work a lot until her and my dad decided, hey, we're good. You can, stay home with the kids, make sure they're good. So that was elementary school. Then like middle school, my mom was like, I'm like fed up at home. Like, I want to go out, get a job, this and this. That was probably when I was like 10, maybe. And she's been at her job for like 9-10 years now. So you know, so like for us, like a parent being home, like my mom would be home in the mornings, my dad in the afternoon, but it was like usually never both. So it's like we didn't have that, like, that love and care that your mom gives you guys. Burped. But
no, yeah, I mean, you can't blame everything on parents, but
well, you can blame a lot on parents.
you can.
But something you brought up was like steamed vegetables versus regular vegetables.
Yeah.
I really like those little carrots, like those carrots that are like skinny, with like the little stem cut off, like not fully cut off, but like
they're just like more natural. We used to grow carrots,
those
and
like
that's
different
basically
colored
what
ones,
they
the
are.
white, orange, purple ones. I like that. That
Yeah,
looks
the
looks
less
very
processed,
appetizing.
the less yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those are good.
And I don't know
But,
about
like,
you, but I really fucked with Gerber carrot food. Like Gerber carrot food.
A lot of people do.
Food that you feed carrots. Gerber, the little carrot mash. I really fucked with that as a kid. It was super fucking good.
I never ate it. Probably as a baby I did, but no, but like for diabetics, eating a raw carrot, very good for you. Eating a cooked carrot,
I don't support that claim. I don't know.
Eating a cooked
the actual
carrot?
science behind that.
No, like
No. My mom
listen.
said this shit so much.
No, apparently, like if you're diabetic, eating a raw carrot is really good for you. It's healthy. But if you were to eat a boiled carrot, apparently it's like really bad for you. Because then like I don't know, something with sugars. I don't know the science behind it, but yeah, like there's a difference between cooked veggies
I mean,
and
I'm sure there probably is,
raw.
but I don't know enough about it to support that.
Yeah,
But
well,
speaking of like
don't
medical
take my word
ignorance, yeah,
for.
right. Something that like pisses me off with my mom. It doesn't piss me off. Like I'm not genuinely upset that she does this, but it's like very annoying. Where it's like, she. I hate these like traditional remedies that people think
Oh,
work, and that they force into
my
like the
mom does
minds of
that
these like
too.
feeble-minded people. Where it's like, oh yeah, 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 that sounds good. If I mix a bunch of herbs and like some honey or something together, it'll cure cancer or something, right? And like my mom the other day, so you know the naked drinks, the little fruit smoothies or
Yeah.
whatever, fruit juices that are like natural or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So my mommy, she buys those and she buys the green machine one or the green team thing and then the blue machine one. So it's like the blueberry is the main ingredient for the blue one. Grapple, green apple is the main ingredient for like the green one. And she's like, yeah, now that I'm going to school, you know, like I want like brain juices, like these fruits are gonna get my brain going and they're gonna make me smarter. And I'm like, who the fuck told you that? Like, who the fuck looked at you dead in the eyes, genuinely said, yeah, if you drink fruit smoothies, you're gonna be smarter, and like thought that was okay to tell you that. And then I told her, I was like, why did you why in your right mind did you think that this would genuinely make you smarter? And it makes me sound like an asshole, but like I'm just so tired of my mom wasting so much money on stuff that like one she doesn't stick to, two doesn't help her. You know, like I'm sure you could find some fucking research paper or whatever on how eating more fruits than
Oh,
not would like help you be smarter or whatever. But it's like, dog, most of those are for actual fucking fruits, like straight up fruits without preservatives or some shit like that. You
yeah.
know, not fruit fucking smoothies from Naked.
You mean one of the most unhealthy things are
Hmm.
fruit juices because they have so much sugar.
Yeah.
I don't know about Naked. I don't know if they just use. I don't know if it's no sugar. In
No,
that
I'm
case,
sure they have
whatever.
like
But
additives.
it's probably like packed with sugar. You
It's
can't
pretty
tell
fucking
me.
sweet.
You can't tell me that.
Like,
No, that
there's a
doesn't.
distinction between like naturally sweet fruits and then fruit juices that are super
Natural
fucking sweet.
fructose or whatever.
Yeah, because it's like there's like definitely additives in the Naked drinks and like
That's not.
yeah, and it's like do you fucking
Juices are one of the more unhealthy things that you can have.
because it's like liquid, like anything, like any liquid with sugar, it's probably the worst thing for you, just because like
High fructose corn syrup, I'm pretty sure they put it in
it's
it.
super easy to drink like obscene amounts of it.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas like the sugar you get in like one cup of like fruit juice is like 4 million apples, you know. But it's an obscene amount of apples, where like a normal person would eat one or two
Just eat an
apples
apple, yeah.
at most, you know, in a sitting,
Yeah.
as opposed to like 400 trillion apples worth of juice in that little like cup of, you know, it's like really easy to pack on the calories and like the sugars and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like just trying to find the asshole who told my mommy that she could get smarter by drinking juice, like.
Who told my mommy she can get smart by drinking juice?
And it's like she like I
Let's
feel
get
bad
her,
for her because
boys.
like she genuinely does want to like get smarter. That's why she's going to school and stuff, and like tack on to like her abilities and skills, but like by like using these like exploits or whatever, like you're not gonna get smarter, dog.
Yeah, I can relate though. My mom does that kind of stuff with but like with sickness.
Mhm.
Like she'll say like, oh, like every time one of us gets sick. Okay, I think this actually helps, but she makes us like eat honey and straight honey and ginger, and just like down it. It tastes disgusting, but it burns your throat a little bit, and I think it's pretty soothing actually. But she has a lot of remedies similar to that, but a lot of them like to me like I'm like, how? In what way is this supposed to
Wow.
help? She says like, oh, gargle mouthwash if your throat is sore. I don't know. That confuses me.
And it's like yeah, so it's like these stupid remedies that clearly don't make any fucking sense, but it's like people like still like believe them just because they've been
Yeah.
passed down. Like my parents, I'll hear them in the fucking kitchen and they'll be like, "Yeah, this is good for this. Oh yeah, and this and this. You know, they say this and this about specific herbs or whatever." And I'll go up to them and I'll tell them, "Why do you guys think that?" You know, I'll ask them that, and they're like, "Oh, because that's how it is." You know, and I was like, "Who told you that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's just always been like that." I was like, "Where'd you guys get that information from?" And they're like, oh, like, it's just we evolved, like we grew up with that stuff. And I was like, okay, so did you guys ever actually like look into it and ask your doctors or anything like that? They're like, no, but like we know it helps because it made us help. And I was like, yeah, that's the placebo effect, you fucks.
Yeah.
You know,
Which honestly, not against that. Like,
I am, because like in the time you waste trying to look up all these stupid fucking like at home remedies that may or may not be fucking helpful, you could have gone to the doctor's office to say, hey, how can I help fix this? You could have had an actual fucking solution to your problem. And I get it, not everyone has access to doctors, not everyone has easy access to doctors, but it's like, sorry.
It's so serious, and then you just
I just burped. And like I understand that not everyone can go the simple route and go to the doctor, so they rely on these at-home remedies that they think will help them like get better. But it's like what if like these remedies are more volatile than they are helpful?
No, I completely agree. There's definitely a difference between like an actual like somebody's having a real problem and they're relying on like these remedies that might be hindering them more. But I'm saying like if somebody's like, oh, this will make my mood better or whatever, I'm okay with that. I really like the idea of like,
if it's something like mental health wise. Sorry, you were saying?
I really like the idea of like natural, like from what I learned, all natural usually isn't very effective, and all like science, I don't know, based, chemical based, also isn't the best. What's the best is like a mix of the two. But I do really like the natural side of it. It's very,
so for me,
like herbs and
what I was mentioning earlier was that if it's like something where, yeah, like for your mental health, like it'll help you feel better. And like by mental health, I don't mean like, oh, if I eat this bundle of fucking sage, I'm not depressed anymore. I mean like mental health where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just sitting here enjoying this like cozy night in. Let me drink some tea with fucking honey and lemon. That's fine. Go for it. If it helps you relax, that's chill as fuck.
Yeah.
But like don't like take like a whole like a bushel of fucking mint leaves, crush it up, add some lemon, zest to it, put some honey in it or whatever the fuck, and think it's gonna cure your fucking bone marrow, like your lack of bone marrow. Like,
yeah,
like it's just like ridiculous stuff that obviously doesn't work being passed off as like remedies. And like these, like maybe the ingredients that go into these like at-home remedies are actual components to medicine that'll help you. But like when you consider the fact that the medicines and all that are made from concentrates and not actual fucking plants, they're like extractions, like those like little drops of like mint syrup or whatever the fuck in medicine are like they're very concentrated, they're very like compact, and like it's a lot of like just components of like these little like herbs that go into like a little tiny pill. Whereas in order to get the same like medicine effect or whatever in medicinal effect and consuming that plant on its own, you'd have to eat insane amounts, not just one or two little sprigs of leaves,
But I don't agree with that always. I think there are actual plants that help with little things here and there. I really like the idea of that. I really like the idea of like home remedies. Right. I understand the appeal.
All right, well, that's been another episode of the Big Kids Podcast.
Is that it?
Catch us next week when we've discovered the cure for cancer via tomato vines.
Yep, and I'll give you a top 10 Ikea tips.
Ikea checklist for when you go to Ikea.
Yeah.
All right,
watch out for that.
We'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye.